Our best people have not found the rhythm. So maybe really look at it. The difference between us and Arizona is that we have elite players. And our elite players didn't play like elite players today. Couldn't make a difference. I used some of the wrong words to try to describe what I was trying to describe, which is that the difference in the game I find is just we weren't able to produce, whether it's power play or 5-on-5. And that's really the difference, with all the puck time we had, everything like that. But by no means was I meaning anything beyond that, which is what I wanted them to be sure of.
He explained what he meant to say and how it came out and everything like that, and I'll leave it at that. But like I said, we have closed doors here for a reason, and we have talks without you guys for a reason. So we had that talk today, and we understand we're grown men.
And I think what's said in the media, and then obviously what's said behind doors, and in like private discussions is maybe different than how it's interpreted out in the media. So this is my 7th year here now, and I kind of understand how it works now.
Do you understand how it works, Kenny?
I think Matthews and Marner are kind of onto something there, but I think Keefe was right. The Leafs played like garbage against Arizona. They lost 4-2 to Arizona, and what I was amazed by after the game was they just kept talking about possession. Yeah, but they had 3 shots at one puck, and they held it's not called keep away. We all know that possession of the puck is super important, but ultimately you got to get shots on goal. You got to put the puck to the net. You got to go to the greasy areas. And he's right. His best players have not found their rhythm, but you can't just look.
Is this the modern day athlete?
This is the modern day athlete. We just talked about Emily about how Tortorella is a better listener now to his younger players, and you just can't. I guess you can't go off on players and call them out anymore. Although I think they deserve to be called out.
But isn't that? I came on here on Tuesday and said that the Leafs are showing the same signs that have made them vulnerable in the first round, and that you know how people say you practice the way you play, that you bleed in practice so that you don't bleed as much in game. That's what the regular season is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And when you show those kind of things repeatedly against teams like the Arizona Coyotes, it's hard to just flip a switch and be a different team when it matters most.
Exactly.
And maybe these star players do need, and listen, I thought the comments and what happened after the comments were much ado about nothing.
Sure, it usually is.
I thought that Sheldon Keefe spoke what was obvious to everyone watching that game.
Yes.
They dominated the first period. They let their foot off the gas. They tried to put their foot back on the gas late, dominated, looked like they tied the game until some call. But it was obvious to everyone. And then he's walking it back a couple days later. I don't understand it, to be honest with you.
I think it's just because the type of players he has to deal with. There's players who will respond to being called out.
Right.
There's players who don't respond to being called out.
Yeah,
I'd say he's dealing with a group of players who don't respond to being called out. But I mean, if you can't call out your team after an absolute egg against Arizona, and I mean, it's hilarious to me that some people think the Leafs are actually cup contenders and we'll find out in the playoffs. You got to get there. This team does not have a #1 goalie in the NHL. They have a soft blue line. They have injury problems.
Yeah.
There's a long way to go. You got to get through the regular season, and like you said, establish good hockey in the regular season, because you just can't turn it off come playoff time.
Yeah, turning it on and turning it off are the hardest things to do in professional sports.
You try walking into this room trying to turn it on every Wednesday at 5:59 p.m.
And to try and do that at the highest levels is foolhardy. Like, it's just stupid. You shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
You got to make sure that you're doing all the right things leading in there, so that when the heat gets turned up, you're used to it.
And there's 82 games. You're going to lay an egg.
Of course.
You're going to have a bad game. You're going to maybe, look, we're playing Arizona. Let's get our cookies tonight. Let's rack up some points. Oh, look, we're playing keep away.
Right.
Keep away is great, but it doesn't get you on the scoreboard. But I'm an old man, and you're an old man.
No, but we might be agreeing on this one.
We agree, but I just wish he didn't walk it back. But I'm not dealing with the guys in that room, so maybe by walking it back, that's the best way for him to deal with those players. And Sheldon Keefe would know a heck of a lot better than I would.
It feels like, and this might be old man shaking fist at cloud.
Come on over with me. Let's go.
But it feels like there's an ability that a lot of the younger generation doesn't get, and it's accountability. And every once in a while, you got to look in the mirror and say, maybe I do